Hello my crafty friends, it's Krista here from Second Chance Creation. Welcome to my channel, all the new subscribers, and thank you for taking the time to check out my videos and subscribing. Alrighty, I have been busy and I've been making some Franken papers. Now there is collage papers, there's masterboards, there's Franken papers, and I was getting, sort of confused what was what. I mean, it's all the same with collage papers together. But when I watched the Bohemian Crafter, she sort of explained each category from masterboard to collage and then Franken pages. And it made sense to me. And I thought, well, the Franken papers really interested me because you can use both sides to journal on, because they're mainly lined and plain papers, not sort of like prints on one side and only plain on the other, or vice versa. And then you've just got to cover it with photos and papers and stuff. But I wanted something that you can actually journal on, so as you flip, your page, you have a different look again. So this is my second strip I've made. I've made two lots. This is about 2.5 meters long. Okay, but you can use both sides. All right. Okay. So you all you crafters that have been crafting for years and years and years probably know about this. So it's probably nothing new for you, but it's quite exciting for me. Not really understanding the term, like the description of it, Franken pages, collage pages, masterboards that you then chop up for tags, used for backgrounds, which I've done here. I did all my little strips and made a collage, and then I can cover it with photos and the theme or whatever, and you've got a really cool background, which I've used some of those in this project that I made. So I want to share with you a journal, and she's called Once Upon a Time, and I'm looking at this as an heirloom journal. I can't believe I haven't tidied this up, and just gets a bit excited, doesn't it, when you finish something, you want to share it. And it's made in such a way that it's mainly a writing journal. Okay, I do have some tags and pockets and some ephemera, but it's not jam-packed with frills and laces and all that. It is something that you can put your own little bits and pieces in, something special that means something to you, that might mean something to the person that you might hand it down to. Okay, so that's why I think it's probably like an heirloom journal, once upon a time. So it's not the fairy tale journal. The cover, as you would have seen on my Facebook page, I found this in a local op shop over 12 months ago, and it was just the cover. And I thought, yes, I'm going to take you home. I'm going to do something with it. And it's, of course, been sitting in my drawer. And when I've made the other journal for my husband's Facebook group, the William Baker, for the Neptune journal, 1790, I think it was, it sort of inspired me to make something that can be an heirloom. This has 112 pages front and back, okay, plus envelopes and scrap notebooks and other little journals in there. So there's lots of room there to put all your beautiful memories and memorabilia in to pass on to the family. So on the front, I've popped on one of my skins, and look at the texture of the journal. Now, this was already covered, and what I've actually done is I've made it look a bit rusty. Can you see that? And you would not believe what I used. And I'll tell you in a minute. And some really old vintage buttons, okay? They're the only two I have left. Some pretty old doilies here. This is a really heavy coffee dyed doily, and a little tree charm representing, once upon a time. and it has 2 signatures and Midori Style in the middle. These eyelets were already in the spine, and for me to put pages in that were only that small was a waste. So I decided to sew in 2 signatures and use the center so that you can pop in some envelopes or other smaller scraps of paper, you know, memorabilia. And this is the back, and it's had all these patches on it. I just did a little bit of gesso here, but again, a little bit of tinge of brown. And it's like rust, doesn't it? It looks like rust, you know. It's a very strong cover. I do believe it might be like chipboard. The spine itself is 2 layers of this beautiful old linen cloth. You can't tear it, but it's a nice flexible spine, 2.5 inches wide. Okay. And do you want to know how I made that rust? Do you want to know how I made that rust? I rubbed in cinnamon, and you can't rub it off. It's just in there. Okay. And I got that little trick from the Bohemian Crafter as well. I'm going to leave the link to her channel below. Very amazing lady. And the tie is a, this was a lace, sheet of lace, and quite wide, but very strong. So, and I coffee dyed the whole lot. So I've made a tie with this. And on the tie, you will find a little locket. If I can get it off. Okay. And it's pretty shiny. I sort of sanded it back and just put a bit of a brown acrylic paint and rubbed it in there because it was really shiny right in your face. And yes, you can open it. Okay. And what I have done, I used my 1-inch circle punch, punched out couple of book pages that have been glued together, and then I found these in the magazine and just cut them out and popped them onto the 1-inch disc type thing and just popped them in there. So if you have a special photo of great grandparents or parents, you can actually just pop them out. Okay, they're not glued in. You can just pop them out and maybe pop your own photo in on top of that and then just put them back. I mean, how cool is that? And it closes. Okay. Alrighty, let's go inside. It's a chunky monkey, but there's no frills about it. Okay. Here you see that lovely cloth. Here I've made a flip. And in here you'll find a little envelope backed on an index card. This is from a magazine. And I just did a bit of stamping there. And inside it holds one of my booklets. It's got a little tag for the belly band. And obviously a photo of someone. Could be anybody. All right. And that just pops back in here. In here. And just close that up. And that holds it all in place. Here I've had a piece of tapestry which is about 1 metre long with all different beautiful little designs on it. This is a little kettle, a copper pot, I suppose, that goes on the fire. And I thought, oh, that could be grandma's, you know, who knows, or great grandma's. And this is an envelope, okay. And in here is the bookmaker's note, okay. On the back here, I embossed this paper. This is packaging paper, and I've embossed it and just popped in this picture from a book. And it reads, gazing at its covers through the lattice doors of the cupboard. Whole lot of books. And look at these Franken papers. Now, aren't they cool? This is, this dark brown paper is from the Woolies paper shopping paper bags that I've been keeping. And they've got a really nice feel to it, very strong. And then I've just done my, I mean, you know, the pages just look fantastic. And yes, I've got my plain papers in there, all right. So this is just for journaling, like writing, putting in memories, you know, writing in memories, the dates and things like that. Here I've just extended this, popped on envelope, and another page, coffee dyed paper there. Here I've made a little tab. Now this is Gelli Printed Fabric, and I discovered another little Etsy store, Australian Etsy store, Stella's Scrappy Crafts. Look at that, okay? And I think she lives in Queensland, out in west somewhere, I think. And when I saw them on her Etsy store, I thought, I need these because, you know, they look grungy. And, you know, because I don't do jelly printing, but they're really, really pretty. So I'm going to use these. They're just awesome. She doesn't, I don't think she's got any left in the store. And if I use them up before she has any, I've got to get her to make me some. So they're Stella's Scrappy Crafts, okay? That's her name of the Etsy store, okay? If I remember, I'll put the link down in the description box below. But look at these. These are really heavy coffee dyed papers. I put them outside and then just, you know, the coffee just pools all there on the grass, and that's how it comes. Here's another Franken page, some lined paper, plain paper, packaging paper. This is really heavy coffee dyed paper still from Bev Dunn, the Facebook group. Thanks, Bev. And here I've made a belly band with one of my collage strip of papers just there that you might be able to see, okay? And on top of that, I've popped on this beautiful jelly printed cloth so that you have two tuck spots. You have a pocket, and then you have the belly band to pop something in as well. And inside you'll see one of my altered playing cards, all right? And that just pops in the pocket. Each signature has a doily, okay? I'm yet to put on the little dangles. I found out earlier, just when I started the video. Oops, I forgot that. Packaging paper. Here I've made a little tuck spot. This girl lives on the farm. She's all grown up, and she's probably reminiscing the day she went into a, you know, a little country girl competition or something. That's what that reminds me of. All right, I've just put a bit of scrappy fabric there, backed onto packaging paper, and that just pops in there. And some more, just, you know, like each page can tell a story, can't it? Okay. And here's a little tuck, and that's just out of a magazine. Wonders of the flying machine, one of the early models of aeroplanes. So you can understand why I get so excited about these Franken pages. Here's one of my pen holders, and this is just a bit of linen. I did a bit of collage here, and this one can hold a pencil, so you've got a rubber to rub out if you wish. Now we get to the Midori Style, as you can see, okay, but what I've done is I've popped in altered envelope. You can take it out if you like, put in some writing paper, made a pocket, and popped in looks like an invoice to me, and looks like she's got a wedding dress on. She might be getting married. This might be the fabric that was used. And here is one of my collage papers, okay, which is remnants of this one. All right, and I've popped in one of my original stamps just there from the stamp collection. Okay, here we've got just a little window here, again the fabric, marriage certificate, very small print. And I thought, oh, maybe that can hold maybe wedding photos of great grandparents, or, you know, or your parents. You can hand it down to the children. Just put some more paper on the back to journal on. Here's a file folder that I just cut in half, put two belly bands on, and you've got some grungy paper in there. Again, I've got to put something in the middle on the little dangles here. Second signature has the other side of that lovely tapestry with a kettle on it. And in here it has some Australian memorabilia, but I'm not going to go through that. It's a little surprise. Some packaging paper. I tried my hand in putting a die cut on this, but it wouldn't take it. It's too thick. But that's okay. I didn't throw it away. You'll see a little journaling card here. And another tag here. I think this came from... this was some Happy Mail. And maybe they've met at Thomas and Robinson. You know? Who knows? So you've got a pocket just in there. Again. So you can't tell me that that does not look yummy. You know, and I purposely tore a lot of these pages, you know, halves, lengthways, and then I just put them together randomly. But you still have plain pages in there as well. Here's an embossed, what was that? That's the paper bag, that thick Woolworths paper bag. I've embossed it, inked it. Another one of my tags. This is a book page tag. Now this idea came from Bonny and Clive. Thank you, Bonny. It's a 3-pocket tag. So you've got a tuck spot here, a tuck spot here, and a secret tuck spot in here. And I haven't put anything in there. Why not? Because I forgot. Have I got anything? Look, I'm just going to put this in here to remind me, okay? So, yeah, so that goes in there. So you've got 1, 2, 3. And here I've just put like a piece of a film strip, which was out of a magazine. This is skeleton leaf. Okay. Now, where'd that go? It goes in here, doesn't it? And that goes back in here. So it's a very sturdy bag. And just an old photo here. Like I said, I made sure that all these edges are sealed. They will not pop up. They will not come apart. I've used proper glue. It's time consuming, but it's the only way to go, isn't it, to get good results. Here's just an image from one of my books that I have, and just some lined paper tucked in here. Packaging paper. Centre of this signature. And here I've made a pocket from a book page and just did some Scrappy, just added some scraps of paper that were laying around. Here's some more of that Gelli Print Fabric. This is a Tim Holtz packaging, and I've used it as turned into a tag. Okay, just decoupaged paper towel and a skeleton leaf on the front, little button, circle punch, cheesecloth, music paper, and just some threads. So there's a lot going on this little tag. Okay. Packaging paper. Here I've done a die cut from a cover of a music magazine. Just love the colour. Very old. Okay. Popped on this photo from a magazine. Made a little tag here. Again, here's that lovely Gelli Print Fabric. Little tuck behind the bow, and it holds, you know, you might want to put a little secret little note in there. Oh, look at that. You've got a little stamp. It's an original, looks like Belgian stamp from my stash. Okay. And this is a die cut that went wrong. So I've cut a piece off it and just glued it on the front of that. And I think it looks so cool. And just tucks behind the bow. Now these bows are from Tina Shabby Dabby Doodah. I purchased one of her digital kits. Just love the bows, and they're nice and flat. I can use in my journals. You know, and I use real bows too, but for this one I wanted to use the paper bows. Here's some more Franken paper. You'll see a couple of pages with this big black print on it. that was actually a paper tray liner for on breakfast trays at the motel. And the job we had last time, this is a couple of years ago now, you know, once you bring them in, you've just discard the tray liners, and they're perfect in condition, and it just broke my heart to chuck them, so I kept them. So I think this was the last one. Just, you know, can tell a story, can't it? It can absolutely tell a story. I just love the crinkle. Here I've just made a little flip, okay? And here it's a ball clip, and it holds all the scraps that I had to cut off. But, you know, you might want to put a little message on, glue it onto the page, and this is a flip, okay? This is the Woolworths paper shopping bag, very sturdy. And that just goes over the top. So you've got plenty of journaling space. And then on the back, you've got the other part of the envelope, the end, and I'm just using it as a tuck, and I've got another little tag here. Again, here's my collage papers, and I just did a decoupage, okay? Now, on the back of this, you'll find a little mini journal. And here is one of the Gelli Print fabric strips, and I grunged it up a little bit, inked it a little bit, okay? You might remember this. I shared this when I did the collage papers, and I said, oh, I could use this for a cover of a booklet. Well, here it is. Did a bit of stamping, really inked it on the edges, and I've put in some really scrappy, torn pages. I did a bit of stamping there. Okay, here I've made a little tuck. Maybe your family were migrants. Ancestors were migrants coming to Australia, were one of the settlers, and this might be grandma's lace, and maybe a piece of a dress or a handkerchief, okay? But then on the back, oh, they might have been collectors, they might have been gardeners. So here's one of my specimen cards. I had some in my Etsy store, and I just sold a couple of them, not the whole pack, and I kept the rest. And I thought, no, I can use them. So this one has got 3 pockets. So you've got your ticket. This is a genuine tea card. Okay. There it is there. And that's a little Indian giant squirrel. That one is. I mean, how cool is that? Indian giant squirrel. Okay. That goes back in here. And then a little glassine bag with a couple of little tags in there. So maybe someone was a gardener in the family. Okay. And then, look, a little snapshot of photos. A little snapshot of photos. Now, they were meant to come out. I've, you know, very delicately put slits in there, popped them in. Well, you know what happens then, don't you? I put the glue on, and that was the end of that. So now you can't take them out, which is a shame. But you can use a tuck. You might have photos that you want to pop in there, or you can put your own photos in front of them, you know. Doesn't matter. I think it's a nice little snapshot page. And I did a bit of stamping there. So that's just, I didn't tie this with a bow. I just sort of looped it around, just like that, to show off that beautiful Gelli Print fabric. Just like that. And that's it. And it just closes up. I mean, oh, I like it. And I like the fact that it's got a flexible spine, because it doesn't make it too chunky to write in. And this tie is quite strong. So you can be brutal with it, like I am sometimes. And that'll make that nice little bow. So yes, so I hope you enjoyed the walk through this, and then it just gets clipped on. You might want to put it somewhere else, feel free. I've just popped it on there. Okay. So let me know of your thoughts, especially those Franken pages. I think I've made enough now for the next 2 journals that I've got on my mind. So, yes, and it feels beautiful. So if you're a sort of person that loves to touch and, you know, it feels old and can hold a lot of your memories that you want to pass on, this will be available in my Etsy store. All right, folks, I'll call it a night now. It's, yeah, it's, what is it, about 11ish now, I think, or 10:30. And until the next time, you know what you've got to do. Stay safe, stay happy, and keep crafting. Bye for now.